Hey everybody, it's HaloMan27 and I am back for episode 2 of Let's Play Pokemon Leaf Green. In this episode we will step into this grass and hopefully we will find a new member of our party. Let us see if we can do just that. Here is Spearow. Spearow is actually quite rare on this route. Spearow only has a 10% chance of spawning. The other two Pokemon findable here are Rattata, and of course the one that I will be grabbing for my party, as Spearow is not that one. So let's hopefully get lucky, and we do have a 45% chance. Here we have a Mankey. Mankey is in fact the Pokemon that I mentioned. I will be catching him for my team. Mankey is a quite good option early on in the game if you do not have a counter to the first gym. Meaning, primarily, if you started with Charmander, Mankey is quite a good option. Obviously not required, but like I said, quite a good choice if you do want to have a counter to that gym, as Mankey is of the fighting type, and Mankey will be super effective against the first gym. Squirtle and Bulbasaur are both options that are as well effective against the first gym. So I mean, obviously you can take them, Squirtle being a water type, and Bulbasaur being grass poison. We will be giving a nickname to the captured Mankey. This Mankey is going to be named after another one of my friends, similar to the name Tape that I gave to our rival. He will be called Craig, because at the same school that I met Tape, I also hung out with my good friend Craig, and his name was in fact Craig Mankey. So I decided that inevitably when I did this Let's Play, because I've known that this was going to happen for quite a while, I told him that I would in fact capture a Mankey and I would name it Craig after him, and there it is. So if he does ever watch this video, I totally stuck it through and held to my word and in fact made a Mankey named Craig. That is all we are going to do on Route 22 for now. We will likely be back there, chances are, at the end of the video, or at the very start of the next video, I'll come back to here. But what we want to do right now is we want to head up this way, up to Route number 2. Route number 2 has a couple Pokemon for us. The available Pokemon here are Pidgey, Rattata, Caterpie, and Weedle. They both have a very low chance of spawning, or of being found here, but there are quite a few ways to catch them coming up in this next area. This next area, what do you have to say, little girl? Rattata might be small, but don't ask for it under the wicked bite. Are you going to Viridian Forest? It's a natural maze in there. Be careful you don't get lost. This area is Viridian Forest. You can find Caterpies and Weedles galore, as well as the ever so desired Pikachu. I'm sure everyone has heard of Pikachu at some point in their life. Pikachu is a quite rare Pokemon in this zone. What do you have to say? I was throwing Pokeballs to catch Pokemon and I ran out. That's why you can never have too many Pokeballs. How true. Rick found one potion. There are 3 potions in this area. Fun fact, I mean, it's true, so don't doubt that, but it's also irrelevant. I don't really have much to do here in the way of catching Pokemon. I don't plan on using any of the ones here for my team, so I am just going to be running away like a little coward and making my way downtown, walking fast to go collect more items. If I run into the oh-so-rare 5% chance of spawning Pikachu, maybe I'll catch one of those. Chances are good I will probably not. But in here we will have an introduction to something new, so that's at least something exciting, and we got a Pokeball. Hooray! Now we can make up for the one that we just spent capturing Craig. What do you have to say, Sign? I don't even get to read you because I got interrupted by this rude Weedle. What a jerk. But I will not be mopping the floor with him today. The floor will remain unwiped. For poison, use Antidote. Get it at Pokemon Marts. I will have to keep that in mind. There are several effects that people can have on you. For example, freezing or burning and stuff like that. They all have their own effects, which I will likely go over in the future. This right here, though, hey, you have Pokemon, come on, let's battle them! This is our first trainer battle. Bugcatcher Rick. What? How dare you? That's my name. You can't take this from me. Bubble. That was a terrible choice in move, and I regret that immediately. With Bubble, I do get my same type attack bonus, which does mean I do increased damage. Man, I got poisoned immediately, which sucks, because I don't have any antidotes right now, which is super stupid lame. But I'll have to just switch out the Sleeping City after I take down this Weedle. Get wrecked, though! Haha! And, oh, he actually leveled up to 8. He got quite a bit of experience off that. I do believe you get more experience off of trainer battles than you do off just random Pokemon. So it is quite beneficial to fight the trainers. I'm sure I will probably end up cutting out quite a lot of the optional trainers. So don't be too worried about just seeing bland fights where me and a Caterpie scratch and tackle each other over and over forever. I'm, of course, going to leave in some for the first little while just to kind of show off the beginnings of this game. I don't want to just cut out everything and then see you guys have me played like Walking Simulator 2015, but either way, you know what I mean. Critical hit to finish the job. That was a little bit overkill. Would have been nice if I got that on not the last attack. But Craig did level up from that. That was quite a lot of experience. Player defeated Bugcatcher Rick. Now, I remembered suddenly, also I am taking damage as, herpaderp, can't even words, please. I'm confused. Suddenly I do not even know how to brain. What do you want from me? Now, there should, over here somewhere, be a thing, Aroni, an antidote that is hidden. The Sleeping City fainted, but apparently I'm too stupid to be able to find it, so it has been lost to us forever. But, oh well, I will actually quickly run and heal up the Sleeping City, and then I will be right back here to continue on with the Viridian Forest, just because I don't really want to try to go through here with only one of my 2 Pokemon. That would be super lame, so I will be right back. Here we have that antidote. I was too stupid because I was looking at my freaking thing that I'm using, and it said west, and I was too dumb for that, because I cannot direction, apparently. I healed up the Sleeping City, and I threw Mankey, by which I mean Craig, into the front of the party. Is there anything here? I think there should be. Or I'm just stupid, and this is the item. I am paying too much attention to trying to figure out these items that I am not doing a very good job of doing anything else. What do you have for me, trainer? Yo, you can't jam out if you're a Pokemon trainer. What does that even mean? I can jam all I want. You think I can't jam? Freaking Doug. You're about to get dug a grave for your Pokemon who I'm about to wreck in a fight, you jerk. One thing to note is that here the Pokemon are primarily Bug-type. Bug-type Pokemon are known for having, in a lot of cases, very early evolution levels, so they will get stronger faster, but ultimately they are not as strong near the end of the game. In a lot of cases, their stat totals are not quite as good as a later evolving Pokemon. That is just how it is. Worth noting, these string shots need to stop, Weedle. Don't just poison me and then lower my speed repeatedly. Who do you think I am? I'm Craig! Oh, Craig. And that's quite a lot of experience. I will keep Craig out in the front line because I do want to get him some experience. He is just a tiny bit behind my, the Sleeping City. So I might as well try to keep them at least somewhat even. I'm already attacking second, so these string shots are not helping them anyway. If I do get just a tad lower though, I will definitely have to swap out because I don't really want to die. Not that I know if they can actually do any real damage to me aside from the poison needles, which they likely won't even use again because I'm already poisoned. But yeah, he's just gonna spam that string shot. Hopefully I can actually manage to kill him without dying myself. Let's see, let's go for one more hit. This is high risk, high reward. And he used string shot, as I expected him to. The problem with the poisons here is that with all the poisoning and stuff like that, you will get kind of low, so if you do not want to use your antidotes, which I mean there's no real reason to not use them, you have been given them by the game. And he learned low kick. Low kick will be quite useful as it is a fighting type move, so that will actually allow us to have a super effective move in the next gym. As well as Squirtle's bubble, or the Sleeping City's bubble. I should say city when I'm trying to speak. And I hope my frickin' stupid frickin' chair. And he's just gonna spam harden, so instead of tackle, because he's raising his defense, we are going to use bubble because bubble is a special type move. So I'll actually be able to just own him. Even though he's using harden, it will not matter to me in the slightest. And I feel like I cut myself off in the middle of a train of thought. I feel like I do that quite often, but I don't actually remember what it was. So as far as I'm concerned, that never even happened, and I'm going to move on. This guy should go down right now, and then we should be out of the battle. Then I can give an antidote and maybe even a potion to Mankey. We need our Craig. We need him. You get quite a bit more experience because that was an evolved Pokemon. Weedle, of course, evolves into that one right there, who I suddenly could not remember the name Kakuna for some reason. I keep hitting the stupid Y button. I'm playing this on a GameCube controller. I don't know if I said that already. That's not even what I wanted to do. I wanted to keep you exactly where you were. I keep accidentally hitting the Y button. I'm going to register this, because that way I'll be punished even more for hitting the Y button on accident. I'm going to use an antidote on Craig, and then I will also use a potion, because I want him to be in top shape. Because chances are, we're gonna have more trainer battles. Let's see if I am correct about that one. And let's see also if I can actually remember which direction I'm supposed to go. I believe in this area you pretty much are free to skip a lot of the grass. That's not even true at all. I'm just coming up with stuff for no reason. But you can skip quite a lot of the trainers if you so choose to do so. This guy though is Bugcatcher Anthony. He will be fighting with count 'em, two Caterpies. Big scare. How are we ever going to deal with this one? Let's try out our new move, Low Kick. It does have same type attack bonus as we are a fighting type, and it is a fighting type move. It is not very effective because I'm an idiot. And that freaking... Holy crap. I've played so many generations of Pokemon, I've spent so many hours playing Pokemon, and yet somehow my mind just has not quite wrapped itself around, hey, Pokemon have strengths and weaknesses. Maybe you should actually pay attention to those. Instead it's like, hey, if I play with Charizard every time, and I'm just Flamethrower, and I'm 40,000 levels higher than them, they're gonna die in one hit. Because that's what I used to do when I was a little kid in Pokemon Red. And I've since changed my strategy, in that I actually like to use a somewhat balanced team, because, I don't know, it's more fun, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, that's just how it's, my thought processes do not even work a little bit. I cannot keep a single thought line going for like, freaking, But this fight is almost over, at least a critical hit to finish the job, because I don't think Scratch quite would have been enough on its own, so that's pretty nice. Let's see if we can move on to the next fight. As you can see, they are giving us a little bit of money. The best way and pretty much only way to make money in Pokemon is through the trainer battles. Trainer battles early on, of course, do not give you that much money, but also things in the game early on do not cost much. So you're not really at that much of a loss. So I mean, whatever, it's not a big deal. It ain't no thing like a chicken wing. That... What do you have to say? Did you know that Pokemon evolve? I did. I did know that. In fact, I mentioned that not very long ago whatsoever. But he's sending out Metapod. I'm having a really tough time being able to brain right now. Scratch attack. Metapod used Harden, so I'm gonna use, wait for it, Scratch attack. And this fight is going to take half of forever because all he is going to do is spam Harden, so slowly I'm just going to be doing less and less damage until eventually he takes no damage at all, and then the entire world explodes. Oh, well, unless I get a critical hit, in which case, this is no problem. So, with this, Metapod, or at least the first Metapod, since he's going to send out another one, is taken down. Craig gets 108 experience, levels up to level 8. That is fantastic. About to send out Caterpie. Will I change Pokemon? No, I will not. I will beat up this Caterpie with my Mankey's own 2 hands, by which I mean Scratch Attack. And he missed his tackle, which just makes it even better when I Scratch Attack. And then he'll use String Shot, but it won't matter because we all know what comes next. Wait for it. Guess what? Scratch Attack. Oh man. Just like that, the foe's Caterpie has fainted. We will switch out to being Squirtle or City for this last Deuteroni and cheese. Just because he'll use Harden, and I do not want to deal with that whatsoever, so I'm going to lead off with a Tackle, and then he's going to use Harden, and then I'm going to realize I should have just bubbled in the first place anyway, but regardless, that is what I am doing from this point forth. Bam! That did about the same amount of damage, so I regret nothing. Nothing at all. Except now that he's hardened, I would not be able to scratch him for very much damage. Do both of my Pokemon have Scratch as their attack? Is this real? Is this real life? Or, no, I have Tackle. Charmander starts with Scratch. God, it's like I haven't even ever used Squirtle once in this game, which is true. I've never before used Squirtle. I always start Charmander. Although, fun fact, if you know... Attack missed. If you know, I am going to give you a little glimpse into the future, and I will say that we will eventually have my favorite Pokemon of all time on our team. It is not Charizard, despite me using Charizard in like every playthrough of this game ever. We will have my favorite Pokemon, and I will mention who that might be at a later time, because either when we see him or something along those lines. But remember that fact if you want to know the future. Here we pick up another potion. I think I'll probably throw that onto Craig, and I hit the Y button again, as one might expect from me being an idiot. Now, let's see. Potion. Throw that on Craig. There you go. Now he's back to full health, and we've got one more trainer before we are out of this place, out to the other side. Instead of getting there, though, we are instead going to encounter another wild Weedle. Freaking Weedle. Run! Run, Mankey, run! What do you got for me? Hey, wait up, what's the hurry? Why the rush? Well, I mean, not much, I guess. What do you got, Bugcatcher Sammy? I see you only have one Pokemon, and it's a Weedle. We know what to do to Weedles. You scratch them. That's as interesting as the battles get right now. Sooner or later, in not too long, we will have some actual moves for our Pokemon. But for now, like I said, it's not too intense. It's not too insane. I tried to say both of those things at once, and then I just got confused. Just like that, we've taken down the Weedle, as well as the last trainer in the Viridian Forest. As I said, a lot of them were in fact optional, but I did decide to battle them all just for the sake of, I don't know, completionism and leveling up and all that. Pewter City is ahead, so we will step out into Pewter City, and this is Route 2! So I was freaking Pewter City! This is where we wanted to go. In the next episode, we will hopefully be taking on this building right over here. As you can see, this is the gym, which you could probably not read, but this sign will tell us that. This is the Pewter City Pokemon Gym leader Brock, the rock-solid Pokemon trainer. It is the Rock Gym. Like I said, we will be taking that on in the next episode, but before that, I will actually meet you guys down at Route 22, because I have something that I want to take care of there before we try to do this gym. So, if you liked the video, consider liking it, subscribing, all that fun stuff. This has been HaloMan27, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye, everybody.